Logging trails. I hit a stick just right. I'm pretty sure they had it behind.
We are live. So we can open the meeting if you'd like.
We really smoked that thing.
5:27. I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start out with the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and do a roll call. Todd Humbert here, Dave Shipp here, Primo Nino here, Ronald Mundy here, and we got a vacant seat. First thing up is, I guess, the minutes from their last meeting on February 6th. So everybody had a chance to review the minutes.
Yes,
I have a motion to approve the minutes.
motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Yeah, okay.
So I guess the first thing was the standard variance. Paul?
Yeah. Primo to sign as secretary and. Yeah, the first item on the agenda is a standards variance petition number 2025-03, parenthetical V. It is for OFS Grand Holdings Incorporated, located, the property address is 4600 South, 400 West. The variance that's being requested is from the Huntingburg Unified Development Orders for the heavy industrial zoning district. Setback is, a required setback is 25 feet from property line. They're requesting it be reduced to 20 feet. It is at the corner of 19th Street. If you continued it out west to 400 at the intersection of it. It is outside of the vision triangle, so there won't be any vision problems related to the building being closer to the street if the variance is granted. It's consistent with other OFS and other manufacturing buildings that have been developed over the last 20 or 30 years that are closer than what the 50-foot would be now. The petitioner's notice of public hearing, publisher's affidavit, proof of publication has been received, and notice of mailing to interested parties has been received and have been verified. Petitioner's representative tonight is Nathan Wagner with Cash Wagner Surveying and Engineering. He is here tonight. Does constitute a public hearing. And we need to open the public hearing when you're ready to, Mr. President. And then same thing after all testimony has been taken, go ahead and close the public hearing.
Go ahead and open the public hearing then.
Does the representative from OFS want to speak?
First or?
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
Nathan Wagner, Cash Wagner and Associates. Short story is this, the building's being expanded for growth and the loss of their facility, and the reason for the variance is just the flow process for all their new equipment and robots they're putting in.
And Paul, you said this is pretty consistent to I-1 out there.
I-2, yes.
I-2, I mean, okay.
Yes, that is correct. I received one inquiry via phone about 4 or 5 days after the notice of to interested parties was mailed out. just confirming what it was.
Mhm.
She thought they were doing, what they were requesting, and once I explained what it was, she said, okay, that answered her question. That's it. She wasn't opposed to it.
Okay. Nobody's remonstrating against it? No one out here is remonstrating against it?
No. So.
I would add the site plan, drainage plans, all that stuff is approved, subject
Okay.
to this variance.
Okay,
So they just, the variance is just so they can stay consistent with all their other properties, or do they not take the UDO into consideration when they?
It's just the space constraints because the expansion ties into the existing factory. And that's how much space they needed to get their machines. and
so the
process.
existing building, did it also have a variance?
No,
Did,
no, 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 we're getting a variance off of 19th,
Okay, get a variance off 19th,
not 400.
not 400, okay. Okay.
Anybody else has anything on the public?
Is there any other further questions or anybody have any? Okay, guess we'll go ahead and close the public.
Or go to,
Close the meeting and announce your time.
At 5:33.
you can go with the findings, I guess?
You start with the first one or the start?
Yeah.
All right. The proper notice of hearing, okay. We have to go through those again, or don't, you went over those first two already, didn't you, Paul, or?
That is correct. Everything has been confirmed.
All right. So do we just need to start on
Number 5.
number 5? The approval of this variance will or will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. I'd say will not.
Well, not, okay.
Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Will not.
On that.
Proposed project for which this variance is being requested will or will not adversely impact the use and value of the area adjacent to the property. Say will not.
Okay,
Yes.
On that.
not,
The strict application of the Huntingburg Unified Development Ordinance requirement for maximum impervious surface on a lot and requiring 75-foot driveway separation from an intersection street.
And for the Board of Zoning Appeals, that is a typo on my part that will be corrected. It should be the 50-foot setback from the right, or from the property line.
Okay.
okay,
So that one not.
I'd say will not.
well, not,
Difficult.
okay.
If approved, the variance would or will not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan adopted by the Huntingburg Planning Commission and the Huntingburg Common Council.
Not.
I say will not.
8,
So, he's approved.
That's, I just read that one.
okay,
I said will not.
well, not, okay, no.
I guess, based on the findings,
We'll take it to a vote? Yes,
go ahead and take a, do a vote.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second,
Got a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
So the motion's approved.
Motion, variance is approved, motion.
Approved. See you guys.
On to the next one.
All right.
Well, we want to do this now or after meeting.
Whatever's easiest for everybody.
Let's do it after meeting. Do it
That's fine.
afterwards. I want to do it afterwards. Okay. All right.
Next, we have a variance for, with CHRK Reynolds. Paul, you wanna go ahead and
Yeah, petition in front of you is from CHRK Reynolds LLC. Their petition number 2025-04, parenthetical B. This is for standards variances to allow for construction of 2 duplexes, so a total of 4 residential units at the northeast corner of 8th and Van Buren, where the storage units used to be, at the corner of 8th and Van Buren.
Okay.
This is essentially almost a carbon copy of what the 4 duplexes being built on 7th Street across from the trailer park right now, same petitioner. Notice of public hearing was published on September 27th. Interested parties notification was made on 24th of September, and verification of those are in the file. Petitioner's representative, one of the petitioners is here, and that is Ruben Kirsteins. And then Phil Beeler with Grossman Land Surveying and Engineering is here as petitioner's representative.
Thank you, Paul. Phil Beeler with Grossman Land Surveying and Engineering. How are we gonna do, how do you wanna go about this, Paul, given that there
There are
are
4.
4 variances? You just wanna just kind of go through them and summarize them and then have individual votes?
Yeah, and that's the way the findings have been organized, A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Essentially.
The packet that I gave you is probably largely the same. It was mostly stuff that came out of the application packet that I submitted to Paul, so it's probably about the same. So the first variance.
So before we do that, though, we need to have,
You know,
Open.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so we'll go ahead and open the public hearing at 5:39.
Thank you. The first variance was the lot width. So this piece of property is zoned R2. It was formerly zoned R1. It was zoned, the rezone to an R2 was approved at the August 25th, 2025 Plan Commission meeting. So we would be under the R2 standards for this piece of property. R2 allows the duplexes an allowable use in the R2. So that's why the rezone was done, to get it to where the proposed use is an allowed use as opposed to seeking a variance for a use that's not allowed in that zone. In the R2 zone, the lot width requirement is 80 feet. That is also the same width requirement that is in an R1 zone. So, but we are R2 now, 80 feet. So, we would be seeking a 26-foot variance. The platted lot widths, these are lots numbers 4 and 5 of Janderveer's addition. Those platted lot widths, east to west, are 54 feet. So obviously that is less than the 80 feet required. So that is one of the variances that we are seeking. Other than, and we will get to this, other than lot number 4 sits right at the, as shown on the site plan, sits right at the intersection of Van Buren and 8th Street. So that's a corner lot. So that has 2 front yard setbacks. So we will be, the last variance would be seeking a front yard setback for that corner lot. But other than that, even with the width being substantially less than the required 80 feet, we are able to meet the setbacks for that. The next thing is lot size. In R2, the minimum required size is 10,000 square feet. We have, based upon the plat, we have 5,940 square feet. So that results in a shortage of square footage of just over 4,000 square feet. So that is the second variance that is addressed there, would be the lot size. Approximately 4,000 feet short there. The third variance is maximum allowable impervious surface. In the R2 zone, the maximum allowable is 40%. Given the size of the lots and the improvements that are proposed, which include the structure itself, sidewalks, off-street parking, the impervious surfaces that will be added. That number came out to be approximately 48%. So we 48 is obviously greater than 40, so we are seeking a variance to allow, from that number, that threshold of 40%, maximum for an R2 zone. And then, as I alluded to earlier, lot number 4, if you look on the site plan, is the corner lot. So the corner lot has Van Buren Street along to the west and then 8th Street to the south. So it has a front yard, given the zoning, it has a 25-foot setback, front yard setback on the west and the south line. What we typically do when designing corner lots is design that corner lot to be a little bit bigger. So in this case, we were able to meet so the R2 has a 5-foot side yard setback. So for lot number 4, that would be the setback to the east. So we were able to meet the 5-foot side yard setback, and then given the size of the proposed structure, the math works out to 17 feet over on the west line of lot number 4. So 17 is obviously less than 25. So we would be seeking an 8-foot variance there on the west side for the front yard setback.
Essentially, what you're dealing with are 2 historic lots of record, back to the old shotgun style.
Yeah.
We've run into this before. Just a note is, if this were 1 lot instead of 2 lots, they would meet the standard. But by virtue of being platted as 2 lots, that's why the minimum lot size in an R2 variance is requested. Same thing with the lot width. If this was 1 lot instead of 2, they would meet the requirement for the 80 feet of frontage.
And you would be able, given that it's multifamily, you would be
Yeah.
allowed to have more than a single principal use.
How is the drainage, water drainage being handled down there?
There's storm sewer along in Van Buren, there's a storm sewer structure there, so it is proposed to tie those into that storm sewer. So we don't have a detailed site plan. I think, Paul, if you want to speak on that, I think it was determined that the amount of square footage.
Right, although they're requesting a variance for the amount of impervious surface coverage that's allowed or required by the Unified Development Ordinance. I've had conversations with Jason Stomp, the Street Department, regarding the surface drainage. One of the comments that had been made, and I can't remember if it was Jason or somebody else made the comment, that if you look at the hard surface that was on the site prior to this with the storage units, it's pretty consistent in terms of that. And it would drain into the storm sewer and the ditch that goes through this.
Are they meeting the setback for the driveways,
The driveways are going to be in the rear of the units.
rear of the
the
unit?
alleys.
You're gonna enter these buildings from the alley.
Yes. The parking pad and the driveways will be off the edge of the alley.
Yeah, there's a site plan in that packet.
Really?
Say a caveat to it. we can
Second
give it-
page of the other one,
Right, that's right after
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah, the second picture.
There you go. That shows that proposed parking area up to the north. There's I believe it's a 10-foot public alley up there that would go west out to Van Buren Street.
Okay,
If they had been in the front,
we would have to get a variance
then
there,
you'd have to have
variance
a
there.
variance for having a driveway too
Mhm.
close to an intersecting
Mhm.
street.
Okay.
Or I should say a major and a minor collector.
according to the aerial picture, it don't look like the alley is very well kept up right now. Or not very much used anyway.
It's used more than you would think. And that's a conversation Jason Stom and I will have as we move forward with the project. It's not going to be paid. But my guess is you'll see some additional maintenance, in terms of upgrading that. It is one that the street department periodically has to go back and work on a little bit just because of the grade from east to west is downhill. So water flow down the alley. That's something that was there long before this project was even thought of. So they are familiar with it and they have done work back there.
Isn't that kind of unusual to have the entry to a residence off the alley? I don't
It
think we've
is,
had that before.
it is on whether it's single family or duplexes. And
Yeah.
part of the discussion centered around the fact that we've got 3 houses that were part of Hunter's Crossing up on Veterans Parkway / 14th Street that have small driveways, and initially they wanted them to where they would back out onto a major thoroughfare. And what our concern was with this, when we had our coordination meeting, was number one, if you have the driveways in the front, on 8th Street, not only are you within the 75 feet with a driveway entrance of a major
Mhm.
collector and a minor collector, but you're in the position of where they're backing out onto the street next to that collector. And there is quite a bit of traffic that goes up and down and turns in. So that was why the discussion
Okay.
ended up in the rear.
I'd say from a design standpoint too, bring in the sidewalks. We're gonna tie the front porch into sidewalk that connects to the existing sidewalk that's there. So once they're all put together, it'll fit.
Okay. We just haven't had that very often in front of the BZA
Right. It-
entrance from the back off an alley. That's unusual for what we've seen. That's why I questioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you look on the aerial here, the single family home directly to the north, if you look on the
Yeah,
GIS, they actually
the
access.
Yeah, I saw that.
Look on your front page there, the aerial.
Mhm.
Yeah, right there. So, that house.
Yeah.
Right there is doing the same thing that the proposed use will.
Okay.
Any questions?
Anybody
Anybody have anything else or? Anybody remonstrating against?
Anything
Did
from the
receive-
public?
Take it back. I received one inquiry from a gentleman that just, he was a little confused because he thought this project was a project that was already underway on 7th Street. And once he realized, nope, they were 2 separately, and, walked through it, what they were doing, the request, he didn't have any problems or any additional questions.
Well, I guess if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and close the public meeting. At here, 5:50.
Well, I mean, so this goes back to something Paul said. You got these 80-foot fronts of lots back up
Yeah.
on the northeast corner side of Huntingburg. And if you don't be flexible, you're gonna have dead space there. You're not gonna be able to use them. So bear that
Yeah.
in mind when you make your decisions.
All right, so we'll start on number 5 of 1 through 4 is already filled in. The approval of this variance will or will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community.
Will
Will
not, I
not.
don't think so.
The proposed project for which this variance is being requested will or will not adversely impact the use and value of the area adjacent to the property.
Will not.
Will not.
Will not, no, I don't think so.
The strict application of the Huntingburg Unified Development Ordinance requirement for 80-foot lot width, lot size of 10,000 minimum, maximum impervious surface of 40%, and front yard setback of 25% on a lot will or not pose practical difficulties in the project.
Will not.
No, it's a trick question.
Mhm.
Will not.
We just, yeah,
If you strictly apply the Huntingburg Beauty Code, then none of the variances are granted.
mhm.
I mean, it's at your pleasure, but if you want to grant the variances or want to consider granting the variances, you need to answer that as will versus will not. Because you're posing practical difficulties in the project if they're not granted.
Okay, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not trying to tell you how to vote, but just wanted to explain the difference because the
There's some of the
statute is a little
requirements.
backwards in how they ask some things.
So the physical dimensions of the property is causing difficulty and also impeding practical use of the property. Based on the comprehensive code of the city.
Correct.
Okay.
it will.
H will not. 9 will.
Uh, Based on the findings, go ahead and, give a motion to approve or,
I'll make a motion to approve.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay.
Thank
Good luck with your project.
So Paul, just to clarify that vote right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's nice to see some of these lots get developed anyway.
Yeah.
Paul, can we bring the building permit tomorrow?
Yeah, you're not, it's not one that requires a CDR from the state, so you're open. Yeah, you can drop it off. It will probably be, at least today, I'll need an electronic answer with it. Send it to me as a PDF, so that I've got it for record. Dave, I'll let you have that.
Okay, I'll put them here. We'll get those out. We're done here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ruger.
All right, and so we got our third standard variance for a lot on Sycamore Street. Paul, I'll go ahead and go over that or.
The third petition before you tonight is 2025-05 parenthetical B. Petitioner is Randolfo A. Guerrera. The property address is 203 South Sycamore Street. They're requesting two standards variances. One for minimum lot width, and the second one is minimum lot size. The notice of public hearing was published, and I have verification of that, as well as the notice mailed to interested parties. Now, regarding the notice that was mailed to the interested parties, the public notice part of that notice was correct when it was mailed. The narrative that the petitioner sent out with it was a narrative, ironically, just in terms of cutting and pasting things. They copied the narrative from the petition you just heard for the duplexes. The project is for construction of a single-family home. A corrected narrative has been filed, and the petitioner does confirm that, in fact, it is a single-family home. He'd had a little bit of trouble on the initial. He's already built one single-family home to the south of the parcels that are the subject of tonight's meeting. He had the wrong address on the mailbox, and I emailed him and called him a couple of times early in the project, and he forgot about it. He has now corrected the address. He had initially had 203 on it, which would not have allowed enough room for a different address to be assigned to the home that's to be built and the house on the corner. So the address of the home already built is 205 South Sycamore Street. The home that's being proposed is at 203 South Sycamore Street, and it's the northern lots that are involved in tonight's petition. I did receive a few phone calls clarifying what was being built, as well as asking questions regarding the addressing and that. The petitioner's representative tonight is Phil Beeler, again with both Surveying and Land Surveying and Engineering. With that, I would request that the board president open the public hearing.
And we'll go ahead and open the public hearing at 5:57.
Bill Beeler with Prosper Land Surveying and Engineering. So in your packet, I've got the aerial that shows the property, east side of Sycamore Street, just south of First Avenue. I also show a site plan that has the same footprint as the house that has been, as Paul alluded to, that has been constructed to the south. And then I have some pictures. I have one picture of the existing house that's out there, which would match the proposed house to be constructed. And then I also have a picture of the vacant lot. And on that vacant lot, you can just see the north edge of the house that's there. And then you can see up to the north, there's a kind of a possession line on this piece of property and the property to the north. The way that this has transpired in the past, so if you start down to the south on the GIS, this is we're in Lincoln Heights edition. So lot number 41 is at the very south. And then you come up lots 40 through, we go up to include lot number 36. So for when Randolfo wanted to construct the first house, we described a piece of property coming up from the south that got him his 12,000 square feet. We talked about square footage. In R1 is 12,000 square feet. R2, as we were talking before, is 10,000. So this is 12,000. So we're seeking tonight for this project, we would be seeking two variances. So when we come up from the line that we described to get 12,000 the first time, you come up and he has 11,400 square feet. So we are 600 square feet short on our lot size, which would be our first variance that we are seeking, or one of the variances that we are seeking. And then also whenever you come up from the south and describe the rest of his property, the minimum frontage requirement in an R1 zone, just as it is in an R2 zone, is 80 feet. And they have 70.76 feet. So we would be seeking a variance for basically 9 feet, 3 inches for that.
So he's already built one house there,
Yeah, so that there's a picture in that packet, there's a picture.
but this lot here. these
Correct,
lots
to the
towards
south,
that-
that's right. The house that I have a picture of is sitting on his property, his 12,000 square feet to the south. He doesn't have another 12,000, that's correct. And this house will look I won't say exactly like that, but my understanding is I was told he was building the same house on the lot to the north. One of the reasons we're here is because he doesn't have, when he comes up to the rest of his property, he doesn't have, after he got 12,000 feet to the south, he doesn't have another 12,000 feet. He has 11,400. So he's 600 square feet short, and he's 9 foot 3 inches short of the 80 feet frontage requirement. But he is able, even that said, as you'll see on the site plan, he is able to meet his, he would meet his front yard setback and rear, it's fairly deep lot, so that's not a problem there. He will be able to meet his side yard setbacks. We show 9.2 feet. I believe it 5 feet for the R1 as well. So he's almost double the required side yard setback at 9.2 feet.
One thing I'd like to let the board know is the old ordinance the city of Huntingburg operated on from the 90s up until the UDO was adopted in April of 2021. Minimum lot size on single family is 10,000 square feet. And that's just for your information, it's not something that's a smaller lot size for single family new construction is not something that's alien to the community. And just as we went through the Unified Development Works process, the 12,000 was consistent with what we'd seen other communities doing.
Mhm.
And again, you're dealing with, substandard lots of record where you've got multiple lots where a home may have been on it in the past. I've had probably in the last 10 years, I've had at least 5 or 6 other potential developers that have contacted me to discuss what they could or couldn't do there, and whether, and for the most part, most of them wanted to consider doing duplexes, and they just couldn't seem to get it put together, because if they had wanted to do duplexes, the number of variances they were gonna require were 5, 6, 7 of them for each one of them. So they just walked away from it. So this has been vacant undeveloped for quite a while.
The lot next to it is, I can't tell from this drawing, is it approximately the same size as this lot that house he put on previously?
So
The house going south?
the lot to the south that he just constructed,
Yeah.
which there's a picture of,
Yeah,
that is 12,000 square feet. We came up from the south to get him his minimum size that he
Okay.
needed, so that he didn't have to seek any variances on that south house.
okay, on the south
But
side.
when,
Okay,
now so we establish a line,
Yeah.
and now we keep coming north from that, but we run out of space because, and we come up with 11,400.
Is this lot smaller than the one on the south side?
It's 600 square feet smaller, so no, not a lot.
Not a lot, but a little bit. Okay,
A little bit.
that's
That's
with
why
a
we're-
600 square
That's
feet.
one of the reasons why we're here.
The reason I asked that, because I can't remember, there was no variances needed for that property.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying, okay.
Correct, but he wanted to build that south house first. So we described 12,000 square feet coming from his south property line coming up.
Okay,
And so now we're left with the remnant, and the remnant is only 11,400. It's not 12,000.
okay.
And that's
Even with
just,
that, you still meet the setbacks on all around the house.
and we're able to get that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
When they built the first one, they used a little bit of lot 38 to get their 1,200.
Correct.
Mhm.
12,000.
Or 12,000.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's right. So then we pick up from that line and we go north to the north line of lot number 36, and that's 11,400 square feet, not 12. So that's why one of the reasons why we're here.
Okay, is there anybody else want to contribute, remonstrate against it?
We'll,
Go ahead.
we'll ask you to come to the
Come to the
podium.
podium
and
and
identify
state your
yourself.
name.
Okay, I have questions not so much about the variance, but the neighborhood. So if this isn't the right meeting, I apologize and I can go to that meeting. Just a quick question. My name is Rhonda Bursty. I live at 109 South Sycamore. So one house removed from being neighbors with this development. We've lived in that house for 24 years, and Mr. and Mrs. McDonald neighbor that lot on the back side. My question is, if that dead end where this development is going, this factory has become a multi-use factory building with a lot of traffic, truck traffic, construction traffic, people traffic. And where the one single built house that has always been there, there was an old house there, hardly ever occupied in the 24 years we've lived there. So this lot that had nothing is now going to have 5 single-family homes on it. It's a dead-end street, 5 single-family homes, duplex, 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 and this new house. That's 5 single-family homes. I don't know that our street,
2 single-family homes, there's no duplexes being built.
only one duplex is being built?
No
No.
duplexes are being built.
No.
Just one more
There's a
single family
home there
house.
now. There's a
And one more
single-family home being proposed.
Okay, I apologize. That was information that I received that wasn't correct.
Okay.
Still yet, my only concern is it's a dead end street. And there has been no traffic back there. Now this multi-use facility is there, another home, they're concerned, they're right up against it. Is there any future development being made to that area, our street, to handle the additional traffic between the multi-use facility and these two houses? Again, I apologize. I know this is about a variance, but we did receive a letter inviting us to come and listen to this. And I just wanted to see if there was anything, a future meeting or another time that we could address that. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will, just so you're aware, I will let Jason Stamm, the street superintendent, and the mayor both know. Typically, those questions and conversations would come before the Board of Public Works and Safety, which oversees the street department. They meet on the first Thursday of each month in this room at 8:30 is their normal starting time. But I will let the mayor know and Jason Stamm know and give him your address and let him know that you do have some questions and would like to see what's being discussed.
There's just a lot of development going on at a dead end street that has been, I'm gonna say it quiet.
So you're more concerned with what could happen to the building west of you, or that the old factory, and how that could,
We know what's happening there. It's a multi-use facility and there's about, what, 8 to 10 semi trucks a day?
come in and out there?
There's a lot of
Use
weight
the
going on.
Exact
Okay.
same frontage as these properties.
Okay,
It's
53-foot semis have up to 40,000 pounds.
okay.
And if you get 10 to 20 of them a day, that Sycamore Street is not in the best of shape.
Yeah.
It really needs to be looked at as far as weight that is pounding back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Some days it's extremely heavy, some days it's light. And you just want to ask about the stop sign, because there's a lot of little kids that start
Yeah.
out in front, and there's a lot of speeding, both semis and that vehicle along where we live, 109 South Sycamore,
Okay.
and our neighbors here. A little bit of concern there, mainly the weight of the semis. I used to do that for a living, and I know what they can weigh, and that road needs looked at.
Yeah, well, they'll definitely have to look at that.
Counting
Yeah,
people.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking-
like Paul
Notes
said,
for those
if the
guys.
traffic increases significantly on that road and causes problems with that road, mainly because that factory, this is multi-use now, that's gonna be the heavy reasoning for traffic, not this house.
Yeah,
know,
there's only wanna be an
that's gonna be the
additional
cause.
house in there.
So, you can address that issue with a different board as far as that goes. But I'm glad you came in.
That up, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in though. We want people to be concerned what's going on in their neighborhood and get involved, okay? Okay, thank you.
Nothing against the progress
Yeah.
and the factory, it's better to be used instead of idle,
Mhm.
but, oh my lord, well,
Mm.
our driveway was blocked in a couple times by the drivers taking their lunch,
Mhm.
and you could not get around. I mean,
Mhm.
they have to take their break, they go 10 hour, or 12 off, or whatever, and you could feel vibration. I
Mhm.
mean, it's all those people that reside on that street. I don't know of a better way to go. I know when they would come in the back way through Holland, one of them took the street side down. One of the gentlemen from the city said he's gonna have to redo it. Even if they could open up some additional square footage, maybe widen the road. I don't know, but there's not much. It's tight up there. I mean, it's a lot of traffic, and so the kids start out in front, and these drivers they're just doing their job, but there's a lot of traffic,
Okay,
and with that much weight on both roads, down the road, they need to be looked at.
yeah, that's something that,
I appreciate you letting
Yeah,
us know that.
yeah. What your concerns are, okay?
You said your address, you live 109?
South Line, South Lake, my
Thank
name is James Bursey.
Okay.
And Mr. and Mrs. McDonald, like I said, their property butts up to that as well, so.
So they're on the west side, they're on the east side of this property? Oh, you're on the east side?
It's
Yep.
this lot.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
You guys have any comments or any questions?
My only concern, I've already heard it, and Paul had talked to me earlier, was the, single family.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be sure I heard that here tonight as well.
that's what's gonna be in
Yeah,
there.
that's R1 there.
I do share their concerns though about the traffic.
Yeah.
It has increased and probably will continue with trucks. That factory's been, for all intents and purposes, vacant for a long time. They've been here 24 years, we've been here 29.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now, you know, there was an occasional truck once in a while, still, in Madison or whatever it was, but they didn't do much there. And then it shut down completely.
This is good, and you guys bring those concerns, so, you know, it can be addressed by the city and.
And you probably have to address that more. If more activity comes into the factory area, then you want to come up and address that even more than in how it relates to this project. Okay?
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions or
No, we're good.
anybody got?
Close that.
We'll go ahead and close the public hearing. It's 6:13.
Go to the finance.
All right. 1 through 4 filled in already. Number 5, we'll start with number 5. The approval of this variance will or will not be interest to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. Will not. The proposed project for which the variance is being requested will or will not adversely impact the use of the value of use and value of the adjacent to the adjacent property. Will not. The strict application of the Huntingburg Unified Development Ordinance requirement for a minimum lot width and minimum lot size is will pose a practical difficulty to the project. That if approved, the variance would or would not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan adopted by the Huntingburg Plan Commission and the Huntingburg Common Council.
Will not.
Would not, yeah, okay. Based on the findings, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to prove it.
I'll second it.
All in
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No one's opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, motion carries.
There's no other business to come before the Board of Zoning Appeals tonight.
I guess, yeah,
Okay, we will go back to the OFS request. And we will go ahead and mark these. Okay, and then we'll sign. So you're okay to sign this one?
all right. Do we need to go ahead and adjourn first, or
What's that?
we need to go ahead and adjourn first, or
Yeah, we can go ahead and adjourn.
we didn't make a motion to adjourn the meeting, or?
I'll make a
Yes,
motion.
please.
At
Adjourn the
6:18, make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All approved, they're all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, meeting adjourned.
Thank
Do we need to go ahead and fill in the date, or
What's that?
do you want me to go ahead and fill in the date here, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and date it tonight. Today's the 13th.